We have an update on Throne and Liberty. Cannon says there's a big problem, boys. This is not good. This is an MMO supposed to be releasing in the West in the first quarter of 2024.
Throne and Liberty. Everyone wants to talk about the pay to win stuff, but the bigger issue is botting.
Oh god, dude. I said that this was going to be an issue. I was like, man, that sure sounds like bots are going to be rough in that game.
Let me be clear here to Amazon and NCSoft. Botting will kill your game. Surprise, surprise. Now, I understand botting exists in every single MMORPG, and especially the free-to-play ones, to the point where it's almost impossible to completely remove. I get that, but this is...
BDO doesn't have very much botting. I would say in terms of like botting, Black Desert is like very minimalized. And they just cracked down on their terms of service again on it to implement new systems to catch even more botters. Like I really like... It's a rare day that you run into something that a botter in Black Desert.
Especially concerning because they're
in World of Warcraft, you're better off assuming, like in retail WoW, you're better off assuming the player you're looking at is a bot.
There are a lot of bots on the KR servers, and the KR servers are about as bot free as it could possibly get due to the difficult registration system. Now, maybe there's no way around banning the 24/7 bots because they just...
What do you mean bot in BDO? It's possible to bot in every game. In other words, it's like not an actual person playing the game. It's like a botted macro system that kind of just knows to press the same buttons and move in the same way every time. So we've dealt with like speed grinders or speed hackers in the past where like a Succession Berserker would just spin on repeat at like Ackman at like Mach 5 and would make billions and billions of silver all the time. But they've really eliminated the vast majority of those players and those things from the game. They're very good at detecting bots and like removing them.
Continually pop up.
Lost Ark is full of bots. True. Honestly, it's tough to tell how many real players are in Lost Ark, because there are so many bots.
Get that? It's very difficult to do, but what I do know is that you need to be active on banning the actual players, the active players who are cheating, who are actively abusing AFK macros and bots.
Yep.
Throne is a hyper-competitive game, and the competition aspect...
All right, I'm gonna sound like I'm gonna sound like a broken record. Throne and Liberty, the only thing concerning to me is, again, the tab target combat system. Chat seems to be in a good mood.
Of it is a big part of the premier endgame content. There are a lot of players and guilds that are actively abusing AFK macros and bots, allowing them to effectively grind forever.
I will say the effects in this game look much better than Ashes, in my opinion. And like the game itself looks beautiful. I said a lot of the same stuff about Ashes. I really am not sure that the combat's going to measure up. I will say the thing I like so much and that excites me about Throne and Liberty is that it's very guild based. It's very like you need to play with other people and like have fun with your friends kind of based. I like that. It's also very PvP oriented, which could be good and bad. We'll see how that plays out.
These cheaters and legitimate players, the gap between these two is increasing.
Friends
and
the other health bars that you see in the game.
It needs to be addressed. Guilds specifically will have a major advantage in both ranking and levels. And we already see this happening on the KR servers. Take this What Guild, for example. Servers were recently merged to pit the top guilds from each respective server against one another.
BDO did this when it was early in development as well.
Saw that
or I guess early in release as well.
Was a big alliance guild called What that was coming into our server, and when we saw how high their guild level and ranking was, we were pretty impressed because we would have been like 50,000 points or so down if I recall correctly, and we consider ourselves to be pretty hardcore, and we're like, holy shit, these guys must be like really hardcore because they're beating us by...
They have not left their chairs in 3 months.
By a decent margin if we were on the same...
They have a hole cut in the bottom of their chair with a bucket that they just poop in, and somebody comes and like moves the bucket for them when it fills up.
same server. That was until they merged servers, and it was obvious and blatantly clear that these guys were cheating, AFK macroing slash botting, whatever you guys want to call it. And their leader wouldn't even condemn this behavior, which was the worst part.
No. Are you saying that the most competitive, sweaty, fedora-wearing neckbeard players are okay? So long as you have the most gear, it doesn't matter how you got it? No. We've never seen behavior like that in any game.
And I heard that he went as far as to say that it's part of the endgame loop or endgame mechanic. I don't know.
That's some cope, dude. It's part of the game, man. What do you want?
Look, sorry, pal. They removed astral hunting for a reason. They didn't remove it so that you and your group of friends, and this extends to everyone, not just this Thai guild, but everyone that is doing this and abusing this. They didn't remove astral hunting so that you could AFK grind and the rest of us couldn't. I assure you that's not why they removed it.
That's why canon exists, bro. He's like, you're stronger than us? Are you, though? Oh, you're botting? Ooh, have a nice day. Here's
this
a
guild
video.
was even called out by the Koreans on the Korean community, so it's not just me that is echoing this. But despite all of that, our guild was able to rally through, and with the help of our Korean allies, we were able to secure the #1 ranked spot. So
what a gamer.
Big shout outs to the boys there, despite being a full 3 levels down, if I recall correctly. In case I lost you a bit, the first castle is given to the #1 ranked guild.
Winners win, boys.
TLDR, guilds farm ranking by their members completing a variety of things like events and missions. Not only will you get special titles and whatnot for your ranking, but you'll also get to occupy the castle and defend it for millions of Lucent and Solent, both the premium and game currency. It's significant. I'm proud of my boys for being real ones and overcoming the handicap by just being better. We pulled out every move.
Yeah, you just be better players, yeah.
In the book that we could.
I don't really like that very much, though, because eventually the bots win out, right? Like, eventually the players that are behind the botting, like, understand the game and they just run you over because they have way more gear than you.
Min-max the shit out of absolutely
I don't like that the solution right now is to just be a better player. I mean, yeah, that's an alpha move, W cannon, but like also, yeah.
Everything, and that allowed us to barely win in the final minute of ranking period. It was actually insane. I assure you there is zero chance this is possible on Western release to be able to beat out the AFK macro users slash bot users. The only reason why we were able to do it was because we had full knowledge of how to really min-max guild ranking that others didn't, and executed the timing of it in a very specific way, which, by the way, I think needs a lot of improvement in itself, and I'll be forwarding my feedback in regards to that.
So they cheesed the crap out of it.
Amazon directly.
Easy W.
NCSoft, if you're watching this, please ban the bots, but especially ban the active players that are abusing these bot programs or AFK macroing, effectively allowing them to AFK grind when others can't. It's cheating. That's what it is. That's the best way that I could put it. And the fact that I'm making...
Of course it's cheating. And if they don't deal with this, the game is DOA. Just call it what it is, boys. If they don't deal with the bots, the game's just dead on arrival in the West. It will just flop.
In this video, this will be as direct as I can possibly say this. It means that you're not doing a good enough job removing these players from your game. So
to NCSoft's credit, every game struggles with bots, and every game like either attempts and successfully gets over the hump. Like BDO struggled with it for a while, and they like got down to business and like banned them all and like figured out a good system for it. Lost Ark didn't, right? So like hopefully Throne and Liberty is the W.
So this is my formal request and feedback to please do a better job removing and aggressively banning these players that are flat out cheating. Now I know I'm probably going to be getting a lot of shit and hate and heat from this from the people that are a part of this giant Thai Zerg alliance.
Bro, I get hate from people that are like harassing people in BDO, like the people that literally just run players down like across multiple servers and stuff all the time. Of course they're going to give them hate. They're always the loudest players. Of course Cannon's going to get hate for this, but let's be honest. He's right. They need to get banned.
Alliance, but it is
How
what
dare you call out our cheating? How dare you call out our harassment?
it is. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but I need to call
No, you're not. Don't apologize.
cheaters out when they're cheating, and I need to ask
Do not
NC
apologize.
Soft, more importantly, the bigger picture, to do what they need to be doing, which is to remove people for clearly breaking terms of service and having a competitive edge, because this game is competitive. For the record, every single person that has ever been in any of our guilds and have been caught botting or accused of botting, we have investigated and we have banned if they were botting. And we've also told all of our allied guilds that we don't condone the behavior and that they need to remove those members from the guild.
That looks really cool. I want to know how I get one of those.
And all of our leaders, including the new guilds that have joined our alliance, have agreed to this, furthermore telling us to please report them and that they will be removing those people from
The combat looks way better. Like, there's damage numbers, the effects look way better than Ashes do. It's not at BDO's level, but like, it has potential since you're working with your friends so
guild
frequently.
and looking into it themselves. At the end of the day, every guild is going to have some bad apples. It's inevitable. We could recruit someone next week and they could be caught botting, and it could take some time to remove these players. The important part is that we don't endorse that type of behavior, nor should anyone. And we will actively do what we can to remove those players from the guild, because this game is a very guild-centric game. Any guild that does
I think the sad truth here is that it's going to take them months to solve the botting thing if they ever get a way to solve it. If they are actively working on a fix, it probably takes them months to figure out how to get around it, like how to detect it and ban people consistently.
does not condemn that behavior is a part of the
But botting, you're still behind the keyboard? No, most of the time, no. You're like AFK at work or sleeping or whatever, and your character's just grinding on its own. Like, that's what botting is.
problem. But more importantly, it's on NC Soft to ban these.
Also, even if you were at your keyboard and you're using a bot program, like you're watching The Office and you're using a bot program to play the game, that's not legal either.
Players, because at the end of the day, you will always have bad apples. You're always going to have guilds that don't give a shit about.
Yeah, like in NC Soft botting, they never solve it. It's a problem in all their games. I'm really hoping that they fix it. I will play it when it releases in the West, and I'm sure that I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it, but like, it might be short-lived, boys. If it's like this, if their bots are like really bad, man, we'll see. But what do you say? Winners win, though.
AFK macroing, so it's really on NC Soft and future Amazon to ban these players and remove them from the game. With all that said, tune in on Saturday to watch and experience the final chapter of our story. It's finally happening. We've hit every goal, and we are going to be defending our castle February 3rd, 9 p.m. KR time, GMT +9. Afterwards, I've got a bunch of videos in line, including our story from day one, the castle siege itself, as well as feedback videos and guide videos, all that stuff. But until then, catch me on Twitch. I'm streaming this game almost every single day, and I'll see you in the next video.
Right on. We love canon.